OKC taking on the Spurs, 8:30 Eastern tip-off in San Antonio. The Spurs are the 2-point favorite at home, total at 218.5. We saw a half a point fade of San Antonio and movement downward on the total. The Spurs open 2.5 down to -2. Total open 219 down to 218 and a hook. 56% are leaning San Antonio. 85% shaded toward the over. Right now, OKC is plus $1.15 on the money line. Now, OKC kind of struggling on the road here. 6-9 straight up away from home. Bottom 3 in road scoring. They're averaging just 102 points per contest away from home. And they rank in the bottom 5 in shooting the 3-ball on the road. So the story with OKC struggling to put points up on the board away from home. Now San Antonio on the other side, as bad as they've been in certain spots, winners of their last 2 straight, 5-3 straight up in their last 8. They also successfully covered the point spread in 6 out of those 8 games, which is quite contrary to the way the season's been going, because San Antonio, for a while there, the worst covering team in the association. Well, once again, 6-2 against the spread in their last 8, so certainly turning it around for their backers. They rank in the top 10 in scoring. It's certainly not for a lack of putting points on the board. Once again, they rank in the top 10 in scoring, top 3 in offensive field goal percentage. DeMar DeRozan, 21 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists for him. LaMarcus Aldridge, 19 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks. And Bryn Forbes, he's averaging a dozen per game as well. The San Antonio offense, they rank in the top 10 in offensive rebounding. They're also top 10 in shooting the 3-ball at home. They're averaging 114 points per contest in San Antonio. Now, 7 out of San Antonio's last 9 did get over the number. They're 12-6 to the over on their home court. I'm actually going to lean toward the Spurs laying the points here. Give me San Antonio -2 and the over 218.5 in that contest. Next game, Nets taking on the Mavericks, 8:30 Dallas. The Mavs are the 7.5-point favorite, total at 221. We saw a half a point move toward Dallas and movement downward on the total. The Mavs open 7 up to 7.5. Total open 222.5 down to 221. Brooklyn's plus 290 on the money line. And if you like the Nets in this matchup here, they've been struggling as of late. So buyer beware. Losers of their last 3 straight. They failed to cover the point spread in 4 out of their last 5 as well. They rank in the bottom 10 in offensive field goal percentage, bottom 5 in defensive rebounding. They're just 7-10 straight up on the road. And out of those 17 road games, they successfully covered the point spread in just 7 of those games. So once again, 7-10 against the spread on the road as well. They rank dead last in 3-point shooting on the road, dead last in defensive rebounding on the road. So really the story with Brooklyn is they struggle with regard to location. They have outright losses to the likes of Minnesota, the Knicks, San Antonio, and Charlotte within their last 10 games. Meanwhile, Dallas on the other side, 21-12 overall for the year, just 1.5 games back of the lead in the Southwest Division. They rank in the top 5 in scoring, top 3 in offensive rebounding. Really an offensive juggernaut is this Dallas squad. Luka Doncic, 29 points a game, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, nearly averaging a triple-double. And, we're not even at the All-Star break yet. Kristaps Porzingis, 17 points a game, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks. And Seth Curry, not Steph, but Seth, the forgotten brother. He's averaging 10 points per contest as well. Now, Dallas ranks in the top 10 in home scoring, top 10 in home offensive rebounding. They're averaging 116 points per contest. Meanwhile, they're giving up just 106 points per game at home. So, really able to get the job done on both sides of the floor. Now, Dallas is 19-14 to the over on the year. Brooklyn, 60% to the over in their last 5 themselves. I'm going to lean toward the home chalk in this one. Give me the Dallas Mavericks -7.5 and the over 221 in that contest. Next game, Grizzlies taking on the Kings. 10 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Sacramento. The Kings are the 4-point favorite, total at 222.5. We saw a 1-point fade of Sacramento and movement downward on the total. The Kings open as the 5-point favorite, down to -4. Total open 223, down to 222 and a hook. 57% are leaning Memphis, 63% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Grizzlies are plus 155 on the money line. Andre Iguodala is still out. Jay Crowder is listed as questionable for Memphis. Despite that, though, Memphis putting together a couple of victories here, 3-2 straight up in their last 5. They've also successfully covered the point spread in 7 out of their last 9. They rank in the top 10 in offensive field goal percentage. They're also 12th in defensive rebounding. Jaren Jackson, 18 points a game, 5 rebounds. John Morant, 17 points per contest, 7 assists for him. And Jonas Valanciunas, 14 points a game, 10 rebounds for the big man. Sacramento on the other side playing some really bad basketball right now. Losers of their last 8 straight. They went just 1-7 against the number in those 8 games as well. They rank in the bottom 5 in scoring, bottom 3 in offensive rebounding. They are just 12-22 straight up overall on the year. They're also 60% to the under in their last 5. Meanwhile, Memphis 9-6 to the under on the road. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me Memphis +4 and the under 222.5 in that contest. All right, next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Pistons taking on the Clippers. 10:30 Eastern tip-off in Los Angeles. The Clippers are -11.5, total at 223 and a hook. We saw a half a point move toward Los Angeles and movement upward on the total. The Clippers opened 11 up to -11.5. Total opened 223 up to 223 and a hook. Right now, Detroit is +570 on the money line. Now, if you like the Pistons in this matchup here on the road, it's going to be a tough one for you. Morris is out. Griffin is doubtful. Jackson and Kennard are still out indefinitely for this Pistons squad. They've dropped 8 out of their last 10. They also covered just 20% of their games in their last 10 as well. They rank in the bottom 3 in offensive rebounding, bottom 10 in defensive field goal percentage. Just really getting banged up on both sides of the court. They have outright losses to San Antonio, Chicago, and Washington within their last 10 games. They rank in the bottom 10 in road scoring, bottom 10 in road offensive rebounding. Now the Clippers on the other side, 6-4 straight up in their last 10. They're also 14-3 straight up at the Staples Center. They rank in the top 5 in scoring, top 5 in offensive rebounding. Certainly not struggling, putting points up on the board. Kawhi Leonard, 26 points a game, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Paul George, he's averaging 24 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 steals as well. And Lou Williams, 19 points a game, 6 assists for the 6-man, the journeyman 6-man. But anyway, Patrick Beverley, he is listed as out for tonight's action. This Clipper squad is 11-6 against the spread at home. Top 5 in defensive field goal percentage. They're averaging 116 points per contest at home. Meanwhile, they're giving up just 105 points per game on average. Now, 6 out of LA's last 9 did get over the total. Meanwhile, Detroit 5-3 to the over in their last 8. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the home chalk in this one. Give me the Clippers -11.5 and the over 223.5 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our quick pick recap. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. I like the Clippers -11.5 over 223 and a hook. I like Memphis +4 under 222.5. San Antonio -2 over 218 and a hook. Dallas -7.5 over 221. Chicago +3.5 over 210 and a hook. Minnesota -3.5 under 221.5. Miami -5.5 over 214 and a hook. Indiana -1.5 under 208 and a hook. And last but certainly not least, I like Charlotte +2 and the under 210.5 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Shout out to Jay Luckman, Godbody J, Rich Delorme, Jordan Warren, Ryan Frazier, Karen Zaransky, Stephen Lewis, Ori Wang, Lyrical Travesty. Shout out to my good friend, the CQP Underboss. Always good to see CQP Underboss in the comment section. Also got to give a shout out to my good friend Charlotte P. Always good to see Charlotte P in the comment section. Blacks Blazer, Josh Green, Josh Barrientos, Naga in Cambodia, Dominique Hughes, and last but certainly not least, shout out to Austin Jarrell. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. We went 3-2 yesterday for our second straight day. It's going to put us at 60% in our last 10 premium picks on that site. We're also 5-2 in our last 7 crowd pleaser teasers. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our Spanish edition, also known as Edición en Español. Yo tengo Clippers menos 11.5 y las altas, Memphis con puntos y los bajos, San Antonio menos 2 y las altas, Dallas menos 7.5 y las altas, Chicago con puntos y las altas, Minnesota menos 3.5 y los bajos, Miami menos 5.5 y las altas, Indiana menos 1.5 y los bajos, y final Charlotte con puntos y los bajos. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I gotta thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Thursday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you on patreon.com/BrockPage.